good morning and welcome to this week's vlog. This week I am still in Snowdonia. I'm in southern Snowdonia and I've come to another place which isn't vlogged very often, or actually photographed very often, and it's a place called Coed y Brenin. It's a huge forest in the southern part of the Snowdonia National Park. I know there's an awful lot of mountain bike trails around here, and I'm on a walking one at the moment, which is the red route. It says it's strenuous. So far it hasn't been too bad. We've made a bit of altitude, but it hasn't been too bad. But the hat has come off because it is quite warm. I've stopped here. I don't know how far into the journey I am, not very far at all really, but I've stopped here because I've seen these trees behind me and they look really nice. I mean there are some waterfalls here, but that's not what I've come here for. I'll probably end up taking some shots of them, but I've really come here for a bit of woodland photography. The light is absolutely shockingly bad. It's very, very dull, very flat. It's about half an hour after sunrise, but yeah, it's very flat. But that may change. You never know. That may change. But anyway, I've made it so far up here, and as I was saying, I've seen these trees here behind me, and they look really interesting and really dark and quite moody. So I'm going to have a little trek up this hill here, off the path, and try and capture them. I might see if I can feature this wall, dry stone wall as well, but I'm not sure yet. But yeah, that's going to be the first shot, I think, today. So I've climbed up into this wooded area, and there's some really lovely old trunks, stumps here, if you like, tree stumps that are all mossed over, and they make for some like fantastically interesting sort of foreground really. I've been looking for compositions for a little while, and I've come over to almost like the side of the more densely wooded area, because I found this little scene here. And basically we've got these three trees on the left hand side which are nicely positioned. I've got this really nice mossy trunk in the foreground, or stump in the foreground, and then a tree on the right hand side which is anchoring it. And what drew me over here originally is just through the back there's a lighter area of the woodland, and it's quite sort of nicely lit. There's a little, well, it's not nicely lit, nothing's nicely lit, it's really flat, but there's a nice little bit of light where there's no tree canopy, so the light's coming through, so you've got a nice dark, really dark foreground, and then a little bit of lightness through the gap in the background. And that's something I'm hoping I'll be able to exploit in post-production or post-processing. So yeah, so that's what's drawn me to this. I'm shooting it in landscape orientation. I'm focus stacking. I'm going to take one shot of the stump in the foreground, focused on that, and then one focused further back. It's an incredibly long exposure, as you would probably guess, because it's so dark. So I might actually bump up the ISO a bit just to, it's quite still, but every now and again there's a little breeze and it's just moving one of the branches at the back, and I really want everything to be quite static. I don't want any movement in the shot, so I'm kind of waiting for the wind to drop a bit. I'll probably up the ISO, bring down the shutter speed a bit, and see what I can get. So I could have stayed a bit longer in that set of trees, I think. That was really interesting. There was lots of shots to be had there, but I've decided to keep going to see what else this place has got for me, other than a lot of rain. So let's see. Keep on heading up the hill. Hopefully the rain will pass, but I'm not holding my breath. I'm still walking. I wouldn't call this strenuous. There was a bit of a climb, but it's quite flat really. There's some sort of shallow inclines and then some shallow descents so far. Still looking around for woodland stuff. Hats off again. Gloves are off again. The blue sky made an appearance for a moment. It stopped raining, which is nice. So we're sort of wandering in between sort of, and I'm not sure, I think they're pines and birches. So you've got the odd bit of birch woodland and then that sort of breaks out into some pine woodland. It's all a bit dense around here. I did have a little look down one of the chutes, but I couldn't really see anything of note. So I'm just going to keep walking down here, see where I get to. Probably end up taking shots of the waterfall because I love waterfalls. Wasn't really planning on it being a waterfall video really, but you know, if the offer presents itself, it's rude not to take it, isn't it? So yeah, so I'll just keep going. Oh, actually coming up to a nice looking bit of wood here, so you never know. So I was saying that I like the look of the trees up ahead, and I was right to like the look. They're gorgeous here. There's these, I'm not sure what the trees are, whether they're, I think they might be, yeah, they're birch trees. They're silver birch trees, but there's just lichen hanging off everything, and it gives this really sort of mystical feel to the place. I've got this one large tree here, which has got some lichen growing on the bark, and I'm using that to anchor the right-hand side. And then I'm shooting through to these birches that have got the branches coming across the top with the lichen hanging down. It's gorgeous, really nice, looks fantastic. I think I'll probably, what am I thinking here? I think I'll probably have it quite underexposed, quite low contrast, really get those greens to look sort of nice and earthy. Yeah, I'm in portrait mode as well. Should be a really nice shot. And if I turn round just like 90 degrees, I've got a fantastic silver birch right in front of me that's got loads of lichen hanging off it, and I'm going to shoot down into like a little it's like a little trail that runs down. I'm going to focus in really tight on this silver birch, try and get as much detail in that lichen as I can, and then maybe drop the focus off as it goes through, or maybe just drop the light off as it goes through, just so you're really focused on the actual lichen hanging off the silver birch. But yeah, it's gorgeous. See a couple of red kites fly over low, just silently flying over. Fantastic. This place is absolutely brilliant. Love it here. Really do love it here. Firstly, let me say, I found the strenuous part of the walk. Bloody hell, I'm absolutely exhausted. That was some very ups and some very downs, mainly downs, which is a bit worrying because that means I've got to do the ups on the way back. But secondly, I found this waterfall, and oh my God, look at it. That is well worth the journey. That is well worth the journey. Oh, right, let's try and get some shots of it. So while these waterfalls of this magnitude are fantastic to look at, I find them quite difficult to shoot, especially as a whole, because, well, it's just, I just don't find it very easy. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to swap out my lenses, put on my 70 to 200, and just try and focus in on some sort of detail. Rather, I have shot the thing as a whole. I'm not sure how that will look, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to focus in now on some detail. And then I've got to go because, whoa, this has been a long old walk and I've got to get back actually. I'm in a bit of a rush. So yeah, but I'm going to get the 70 to 200 on now, focusing on some detail. Well, I broke the back of the walk now, back down. Oh, I'm just down above the very first bit of forest that I took some images at. I will say that is they're not lying, that is a strenuous walk. The first part of it is very gentle, but as soon as you get up at the top and you start heading down towards the waterfall and then consequently back up away from the waterfall, it's quite steep, and it's steep on the way down and quite loose rocks, and steep on the way up and quite unrelenting for a bit. But yeah, you know, I've done it. I didn't enjoy the walk back up, but I do really enjoy the feeling that I've accomplished the walk. Well, almost, I've just got the last little bit to do. So actually, yeah, I can recommend it. So it's Coed y Brenin, and it's the red route. It's a bit of a trek, but I mean, the waterfall was good, but excellent to look at, fantastic to view, but not amazing to shoot. So probably next time I'd concentrate around the foresty area. But I definitely recommend the walk if you fancy it, if you're feeling, you know, up to it. I can do it, so I'd imagine most of you guys can do it. So yeah, I feel like I've achieved something today. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this week's vlog. I hope that you've you know, enjoyed it. I just said that, but yeah. And if you've got any comments, then, you know, please feel free to drop them below. If you want to give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down or whatever you want, you know, I'm more than happy to take constructive criticism. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. I said that already. Until next time, from really, really lovely Snowdonia, I'll see you again soon.